UFC 262 is popping off this weekend, so I thought I would share some of my predictions for the main event. I'm on a pretty long win streak right now, so hopefully I can bring you guys along with me. So for the main event, we got Mini Hulk versus Slender Man, and to be honest with you, I broke the cardinal rule of betting. You're never supposed to bet on who you like the most. You're always supposed to bet on who you think's gonna win, but I don't give a fuck. I want Chandler to get that strap. It would honestly make me the happiest motherfucker in the world, but if you're trying to bet to win, you got to put it on Oliveira. You could say that Michael Chandler's just going to bulldoze him like he did with Dan Hooker, but I don't think Oliveira is about to start playing possum with him. I think he's just going to come right at him. And as soon as Michael Chandler tries to take him down, it's going to be submission city. And another thing that people were saying about Dan Hooker, but I think it's even more relevant with Oliveira, is that he's just longer. He's got longer legs. He's got a longer reach. And his striking looks fantastic. So, you know, I don't see how Chandler's going to take the distance away. And if he tries to take the distance away, you know, and maybe start grappling, it's like, good luck fucking grappling with Charles Oliveira. If Chandler wins this, it's going to be by first round knockout. I'm telling you right now, the only way it's going to happen is if he knocks that motherfucker out within the first couple minutes. And another thing that you shouldn't forget is the age difference. Charles Oliveira is pretty much no, he's not entering. He is about 2 years away from exiting his prime. And Michael Chandler is pretty much out of his prime. He's 35 years old. So, you know, the age is super important at this weight division. So either way, you know, I really want Chandler to win that strap. But if you're betting money, you're probably best off betting for Oliveira. So let's go ahead and get to the co-main. Now, once again, for the co-main event, I broke the cardinal rule of betting. I fucking put the money on Tony Ferguson. I love the bastard and I want him to win, but it is not a smart bet. Now, I do think that this fight is going to be closer than the main event, I will say. I think it's super easy to count out Tony Ferguson after he comes off of 2 losses straight, but both of those losses came from the highest levels of the division, and Tony Ferguson's 37. Like, he should be done by now. The fact that he was competing with these killers has to be considered a little bit. And I just saw a video today where Dariush was talking about how he was going to try and out-crazy Tony Ferguson, and if that shit's true, then I actually feel safe with my money on Tony. Now, I think it's pretty unlikely that he's going to do that. Dustin Poirier said the exact same thing about Conor McGregor. He said he was going to come in brawling like a reckless person, and in which, if he had actually done that, he would have lost that fight, but he, of course, didn't do that. You don't do that. In my estimation, Dariush is going to come out there looking great. He's going to come out there looking 32, and Tony Ferguson is going to come out there looking 37. Now, that's not to say Tony Ferguson is not going to be able to come out there and shock the world or anything like that, because he has before. But if he does, he is a superhuman. He literally took an entire career's worth of punches from Justin Gaethje, and then he got his ass beat by Charles Oliveira. So he can't be healthy. He's busted up. It's just not going to go well for him. Mark my words. So that's the co-main event. Let's go ahead and move on to the bitch fight. We got Caitlin Chuka Guga Dugaru versus Viviana Araujo. Now, much like I can't pronounce their names, I don't know which one of these bitches is going to come out with the win. I could not tell you. But if I were to guess, I would put my money on Chukwuito only because she's 5 inches longer. She has the same reach, but the 5-inch height difference is going to make a difference when it comes to her leg kicks and her face kicks. Now, Viviana definitely pieces her up on the feet. If this fight stays on the feet with punches, it's over for Chukadongo. If she's going to overcome that striking disadvantage, she's going to need to get those kicks in early and take that bitch to the ground. And that's what I think is going to happen. But anyways, let's move on to the final fight. Well, actually, it's the first fight. Edson Barbosa versus Shane Burgos. This one's going to be a banger. Both of these guys are ridiculous on the feet, and to be honest with you, it is very likely not going to the ground. It's probably going to stay standing up unless somebody gets hurt and goes for a desperation takedown. But if it stays a kickboxing match like I think it's going to, I'm definitely going with Shane. He's just a younger guy, and his striking looks just as good as Edson Barbosa's. So honestly, I'm picking the younger guy here. Much like the rest of the night, the whole theme is pretty much picking the younger guy. Also, another reason why I feel pretty confident that Shane's going to come out with this one is because Edson Barbosa's doing this weird featherweight title run that I do not understand. He looked gassed and starved against Dan Ige. I mean, he straight up, man, he didn't even make it past the second round, and Dan Ige pieced him up. So since he's still fighting at featherweight, I don't imagine that it's going to be any better this time. So we'll see what happens, man. Maybe the old guys are going to take the young guys to school on Saturday, but To be honest, I don't see it happening. I got Shane all the way. And I know I said I was only going to do the main event, but there is the main event of the preliminary cards, Jacare Souza. I'm telling you right now, throw all the money in your bank accounts on Andre Muniz, because Andre Muniz is going to finish this man for good. He just came off of a horrific TKO loss to Kevin Holland. He got his face beaten into the fucking turf. It's going to be bad. And Andre Muniz is coming off of a couple of good performances, and I don't think he's been TKO'd recently. I think he's actually coming off of a first round submission. So I would personally bet, if you're betting on anybody on the entire card, the most certain bet is Andre Muniz versus Jacare Souza. I'm telling you, Jacare is going to get blasted into Bellator on Saturday night. But anyway, bet wisely, motherfuckers. That is the last one I'm going to give you. I will see y'all next week for picks.